Medical misinformation is everywhere. Dr. Mitch is here for straight talk and to give you the truth.
Everybody talks about diets and plant-based diets, how good they are. But let me just give you a word of caution today. Plant-based diets do carry significant risk and potential negatives for you, for especially in heart disease, cancer, and autoimmune conditions. There could be nutrient and amino acid deficiencies, including the absence of taurine, which can purportedly cause substantial challenges. Vitamin B12 deficiency is a major concern in plant-based diets. A 2019 study by the British Medical Journal linked B12 deficiency to elevated, of course, homocysteine levels, increasing the risk of cardiovascular events because it is by itself a risk factor, including stroke. Iron deficiency is also common, as plant-based sources like spinach, lentils provide non-heme iron, which is definitely less bioavailable than heme iron from meat. And it could potentially lead to anemia, fatigue, and a weakened immune system that may indirectly impact cancer prevention. Zinc is extremely important for not only stopping all sorts of viral disorders, but also it's imperative for cancer as well. Zinc deficiencies arise typically to high phthalates in grains and legumes that inhibit absorption, compromising immune health and wound healing. Taurine, the amino acid I was mentioning, is abundant in animal products, but it's absent in plant foods, and it's a critical shortfall. In a 2021 study in the Journal of Clinical Medicine, taurine deficiency impairs heart function. It supports because taurine supports cardiac muscle contractility, and it's linked to neurologic issues, poor retinal eye health, and potentially increasing the risk of cardiomyopathy or other vision problems over time. Amino acid deficiencies further complicate plant-based diets. Most plant-based proteins are incomplete. For example, they lack the amino acid lysine, and everyone has herpes in this country and the world. Methionine is also low. Inadequate protein intake or poor food combining will impair muscle maintenance, immune function, tissue repair, and particularly in autoimmune patients. In 2020, a review of nutrients in vegans, it struggled to meet lysine requirements, and it did affect long-term problems. Heart disease reliance on only plant-based, such as refined grade sugary meat alternatives or trans-laden snacks, can be a problem. They need to be monitored as well. In cancer, it's a tough call because while plant-based diets may reduce the risk of some cancers, there's evidence is mixed for example, pancreatic or liver cancer, and deficiencies particularly in certain nutrients like selenium, which is vital for DNA repair, may weaken the defenses. Autoimmune diseases present an additional risk. High lectin or oxalate content in plants like legumes, nightshades, leafy vegetables, well, they can irritate the gut or potentially worsen conditions like Crohn's, psoriasis, or rheumatoid arthritis, as it's been reported in anecdotal accounts and preliminary studies in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine. Some patients experience exacerbated symptoms due to these compounds or insufficient caloric and protein intake. Well, it could destabilize your immune response, your patients. Other deficiencies may even include vitamin D. It's often low without fortified foods or sunlight exposure, and of course you know what that can cause. In autoimmune diseases, vitamin D, in my opinion, should be as high as 120 and 100 or 30. Iodine is a deficiency, is a risk without seaweed or iodized salt, which is the least way to get it. Calcium can be hindered by these oxalates like in spinach. So you need to plan these diets a little bit better. Just saying I'm on a plant diet, I eat clean. Yeah, I hear all that. It doesn't make it the perfect diet for that specific individual. You have to, as a practitioner, know the nutrient status of the diets that you're suggesting, fill the gaps as best you can with the proper nutrients, or of course with the proper amino acids. And if you're doing intravenous, make sure that you replete the things that may be lost, including taurine intravenously. Thank you so much.